Hashtag NintendoKid. Cool. Now, let's switch over to our Instagram account. Cool. Huh? Huh? Hold on. Okay, that's it. Time for the review. Lights, camera. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna need the product as well. Okay guys, let's have a look at the DOBE Wireless keyboard for the Nintendo Switch as advertised. The box is really decent, and it is a box in a box principle in which there is a second box containing the actual product. Really neat. On the front side it mentions that it features a Bluetooth connection and that it supports the left and right Joy-Cons, as can be expected of course. On the back side it is mentioned that the wireless keyboard contains a lithium polymer battery. Something that shouldn't come as a surprise, as it also features a USB-C type charging cable. So with that much established, let's open it up. Okay, there we are. It's a little different packaging with a box in a box right there, and I have to say, at first impression, it looks really impressive. It reminds me a lot of a phone I used to have, the HTC Touch Pro 2, which is, by the way, still one of my very favorite phones, with a keyboard that is, in my eyes, unparalleled. So we have the wireless keyboard with placeholders for both Joy-Cons. We see the Bluetooth receiver right there being tucked away nicely in there, and it features a full QWERTY keyboard, as you can see, with numbers on the top and some function buttons on the bottom, and of course the indicator for the number of the Joy-Con. It has these two grips, sort of an anti-skid right there, flat surface, so when we put it on the table it should remain flat. We'll have a look. It has an on-off switch, and there is, I think, the connector button, and on top we have the USB-C connection. One thing that I really like with these DOBE products is that it has all these USB Type-C connectors, which really falls in line with the Nintendo Switch and well, with pretty much anything that is being manufactured nowadays. And you see that it has a plastic railing, no metal, so again, this over the course of time will be detrimental. Inside the box we also see the USB Type-C connection cable, of course, and that will just take out. This is a wireless product, so the charging, the cable is only when you're either really close to the Nintendo Switch console or when you just put it there for charging only. A thing of notice with the Nintendo Switch is that it is amazing when it comes to gameplay. When it comes to typing, I always take it out and I just start typing right then and there. So here we are in the eShop. If I scroll down, go to enter code, I type it in here, straight by my finger, straight by the touch input. That is how I like to use it. But when I'm sitting over at the couch and my Nintendo Switch is docked, this is not much of an option. So I actually end up walking over to the Switch, taking it out, typing, putting it back in place. Now, of course, another option is to simply, don't you just love that sound? It never gets boring. There we are. So you can actually just browse one by one and go in there and confirm and go back, confirm, go back. This is one way how you can do it from your couch. I want to try how it works with this keyboard, if it works as good as it is advertised, and if it is something that you should check. So let's first plug in the wireless keyboard into the Nintendo Switch dock, of course making it wired at that stage, and let's see. That is really nice. It shows that it has a full battery, it lights up green, and it shows that it is actually connected through a charger. That is really nice. If I unplug it, it should turn off immediately, correct. and there we go. So this battery is full. I made sure the Joy-Con batteries are actually not full. They have been used for a few hours. Let's see what happens when I slide them in, if at all anything happens. So this slide, oh, that's really nice. That has the same click. I really love that click. I know it's been a hot topic since day one of the Nintendo Switch, and it just continues to amaze me. So once more for the cheap seats. There we go. And as you can see, it immediately changed to charging mode. This shows that the Joy-Con, at least this left Joy-Con, doesn't have a full battery, whereas the right side still shows that it is full, of course, meaning the actual wireless keyboard. Now when I plug in the right one, it should also lit up in red, and there we are. This is not video editing, this is really happening. Both are charging right now, and this one again shows it's disconnected, so the battery that is actually inside this wireless keyboard is full. Actually, I'm really impressed by this. I didn't expect this to work so well or look so neat, but it really looks professional, and it has a really nice cut. It holds nicely in the hands. It's quite wide compared to, say, the Joy-Con grip that comes with it. It really has this sort of T-Rex mode where you're sort of thumb wrestling with yourself. This keyboard is really wide and yeah, quite comfortable. I'm not sure how comfortable it will be playing like this for an hour or so, as it doesn't have much of an ergonomic design, but it is a comfortable thing to hold. I don't like this, however. There's this slight opening at the bottom, and that somehow starts digging in your hand. That's something they should definitely work out, but on the whole it feels pretty solid. And as I said before, when you put it down, it remains flat compared to, say, the Joy-Con grip, which of course wiggles around when you touch it. This one stays pretty much in place. So before we can actually start typing away, we first need to connect the wireless keyboard to the Nintendo Switch dock through the Bluetooth receiver, which was safely tucked away underneath the right Joy-Con. So let's take that out. Just slide this one out, and as you can see, it is nicely tucked away. It comes out easy enough. Accidentally press the button right there, cancel that. So put this back in place, and let's plug in this receiver just like so. Let's turn it on by flipping this over to its backside, and make sure that this switch is put into the on position. Holding down this button, the sync button, for 2 seconds, it should start flashing on the front, and when it turns off, it is connected. So let's make sure we are inside the box. Yes, we can use the Joy-Con like this. Now let's start typing away, and it works like a charm. It works really well. It also has a nice button sound. This back button supposedly works like B, and indeed it works. Of course, as you can see, it doesn't take over the functionality of the Joy-Con, rather it only extends it, so it's not a replacement, though I am interested to see if at all it recognizes the wireless keyboard as a second pair of Joy-Cons or a second controller, which we'll have a look at in just a minute. First, let's see how the letters work, if at all, and they don't seem to work. Let's see, let's turn on the shift mode. Now I'm in caps lock, and there we are. There we are. So now I can use these, I can use the numbers as well. Let's go back, just like so. Let's turn it off. It's not working anymore. The numbers still work. Let's turn it on, and there we are. So it works really well. It's quite responsive. Of course, you have to be in the caps lock mode, which is a little bit awkward because the Nintendo Switch, at least in the eShop, doesn't recognize capitals in this mode when I'm putting in a code. So that's a bit awkward, but well, that is how it is programmed to work. But on the whole, it works really well. Now, as I mentioned before, let's check if it is at all registered as a second controller. So we'll go back to the main screen. Let's go over to our controllers, and there we see there's only one set of controllers. So if you ever find yourself in a situation in which you have maxed out the number of possible connections to the Nintendo Switch dock, you can always still plug in this extra keyboard for additional functionality. It doesn't take away the slot of one of the controllers, but simply extends that use. We had some real fun today unboxing and reviewing this wireless keyboard for the Nintendo Switch. We hooked it up to the console, we typed in some fantasy download code over in the eShop, and we charged our Joy-Cons. Now, should you go out and buy this gadget? It depends on your usage, really. I agree with some of the Instagram users out there who commented on the pragmatic aspect of it during Switch gameplay, as textual input at the moment is not supported. However, as some other Instagram users remarked, more and more apps are coming to the Nintendo Switch that actually use textual input. And for the low price that this comes, I have put a link in the description down below where you can get it. It is a definite consideration to get one. I mean, especially if you're the kind of person that likes to kick it back and play on the big screen, a keyboard like this is really useful. Also, if you're the kind of person that takes screenshots or records some video while playing, you can easily share it, of course, with the Nintendo Switch's native sharing system, and you can use a keyboard to type some message along with it. Then there's a third group of users out there that's always on the lookout for new technology or simply cool gadgets, and the Nintendo Switch, of course, is still the hottest thing in town, and having cool gadgets for that system, that's all the craze lately. So for those people, definitely go out and buy one of these. Now, whatever side of the fence you are, be sure to drop a comment in the section down below, as I would like to know if you're planning to get this one, or perhaps you already own one. If you already owned any keyboard for another console, and have you used that much, or was it completely useless? If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up. If you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down. If you haven't subscribed already to the channel, be sure to do so, and stay in touch for more reviews to come. Thank you.